lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Manny.
Today we're going to be talking about the new Deadpool #1. I feel like this book fucking relaunches way too frequently, but anyways, we're talking about
Yeah.
we're talking about the new Deadpool #1 that came out this past week. Great week for comics. Just shout out, there's another episode where I go through the Ghost Machine books that launched this week. So go check that out. But this one I'm very excited to talk about because I kind of wish there was more Deadpool, and I feel like I'm mixed feelings every time they relaunch it, but this one was a pretty good start to a new series, so I'm very excited to talk about it. A great Liefeld cover. Before we
Yeah,
get into
dude.
it, though, I just want to remind everybody, if you're not subscribed to the channel, to hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the rest of the dope content on the channel. We go through the first appearance of Deadpool on this channel. There's other Deadpool content, so go check it out. Hit the subscribe button. Now let's talk this dope comic. I love the Liefeld cover, before we get into it,
Yep.
because in the background is the New Mutants 98 cover, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't notice that right away. And then when my shop had pulled this for me, but they pulled the regular cover and then like I switched it out. And
Yeah.
then when I held it in my hands, I noticed and I was like, that's fucking dope, dude.
So this new series is written by Cody Ziglar, who's currently writing the Miles Morales book. I checked out the first few issues of that. It was fun. I'm definitely gonna go back and check it out and trade. I think that's pronounced Roge Antonio, I'm
Yeah,
assuming, is the artist, he's fantastic. I love this. Guru effects,
yeah,
vivid colors. And I love the titles pages in Deadpool because they always break the fourth wall every
yeah.
fucking time. So he's like, even like, oh, look, they're talking about us. And who are these people? Anybody that has not read the previous Deadpool series is probably wondering who the fuck this symbiote dog is. So this was in Alyssa Wong's previous series. There was a piece of the Carnage symbiote that merged with Deadpool, and then from that birthed this fucking dog. It's really weird, but it's hilarious too, I think, in the
Yeah.
sense that he has a symbiote dog as his like pet that he calls
Named
Princess.
Princess,
Yeah.
right?
It's a very cold open, which is fine. He's on a job. I love the art, dude. A lot of fucking like great like action sequences. I love the way that, he's in the plane as they're jumping out. You get this little silhouette and then
Yeah, dude,
straight
yeah.
coming at us.
It's really dynamic, it's really energetic.
Yeah. And then this, when he lands and he just fucking stabs this dude in the chest. Princess is eating some body. So they're in Quebec, Canada. What is he at one point? What does he call them? Quebecois? Quebecois?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that? I don't even know if that's a real thing. I probably should have looked that up. But when I read it, it made me laugh, and I feel bad if that's actually what they call people from Quebec, because I'm not
I mean,
trying to make fun.
maybe it's a dialect, but it's certainly not a language.
Yeah,
It could be a dialect.
yeah. I love this. Deadpool incoming. Good girl. Contract's gonna be as easy as pie. We landed quiet as a mouse, just like Papa planned. So good, dude. But like I think that's, dude. And then this double page
This
right here.
great double
Yeah,
page spread, man.
yeah, dude. It's fantastic.
Him cutting the dudes in half on the bottom right there,
Mm-hmm.
fucking great, dude. I
Yeah.
mean I noticed like it's a parental advisory on this, so like Marvel is pushing things as far as they're probably able to or would like to go.
They've been doing parental advisory on a lot of stuff, like especially the new Wolverine or the final Wolverine arc of the current run. Like it's plastered on there, parental advisory, because it's super graphic. And that one takes it a step further than this series, but
Yeah, because this is still kind of like humorous, so like that's gonna add a little bit of levity to the violence, which is what
yeah,
makes Deadpool so great,
right. So again, this is like you don't really need to know much about what was going on prior in the Deadpool series. Obviously, really to me, the only carryover is Princess. I just love how she calls him Papa. It's just, I don't know, there's something, it's such a great, can't think of the word right now, but the levity that Princess adds to the book, like if you remove
Yeah,
her out of it, it's still funny with Deadpool's quips, but this banter between the two of them, this relationship that he has with this
yeah.
symbiote dog is just, it's so funny, dude.
And it's such a wild idea, the way the dog was born. Like, I mean, this would only work in a Deadpool comic, and like, I'm glad that writers are like swinging for the fences with the character because this is how the character should be done. It should be wild and wacky, but what it also adds is a little bit of heart, which is what makes Deadpool great. Is that like, despite everything, there is a certain degree of pathos and stuff to the character, you know.
Hmm. I
And
love,
giving him an extended family just makes that a little bit easier to get across.
yeah, I love Cody Ziglar's writing and his quips are fucking hilarious. I can see why they put him on this book. He was, he's been doing good with Miles.
And
I think
Spider
it's,
Punk too. He's writing the current Spider Punk series, which is
oh,
great.
I haven't checked that. I've heard nothing but good things. He did
It's
that
great. Yeah,
miniseries
yeah. I
before.
highly recommend
But like he calls him Pierre, and then he's like, "Oh shit, that's real.
it.
I really
Yeah.
shouldn't stereotype." When the thing heals, you're gonna be in for the beating of a lifetime. And he was like, "Let's see you grow back from this," and he pulls out this fucking weapon, and then boom, dude.
I love that panel with Princess chomping on the guy, dude. Fucking
But
great.
he's like, "You ever seen Chainsaw Man?" He's just this like hand as he's looking at him through there. Never mind, you probably hate it, and it fucking just like eats him, dude. Oh
Yeah,
god,
it's been a long week for things we won't talk about in the video, but
yeah,
this comic made me smile when I needed it. Like it was fun.
totally
I'm so
agree.
glad. Yeah, so glad I picked
To
it up.
me, you need a perfect blend for at least okay. I don't want to say I'll speak for myself. For me, what I'm looking for in a Deadpool comic is a perfect blend of action and humor. That's what
Yeah,
I want, right? I think he does such a fantastic job in here, and the art is amazing. It feels at moments like an action movie, like where
yeah.
you got this explosion coming. The
The
pacing of
pacing
it
is
is really
great. I
good.
mean, there's
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's some action on and like on every page practically, and Deadpool is getting maimed, which is like again like
His
he's
fucking
giving you in
legs.
this first issue everything that you're gonna love about having Deadpool.
His fucking legs get cut off in the portal, and then he's just jumping. He jumps on Princess. If this was a live action set piece, it'd be so expensive, 10 to 12 million easy.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
This was my
Yes.
favorite. Like
Hmm.
when he says, "Man, I'd really hate to be the artist that has to draw this."
Yeah, no, it's
Like
fantastic. What I mean, just the way that it's so effective jumping between the
yes,
portals as it's breaking the panels too. It's really awesome.
it's an amazing use of comic book language, and like it's not only is it effective and like a fantastic layout, it's fucking funny, dude. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
And then this
that's
is
probably
where,
the best example in the book of it.
yeah, we get introduced to this new character called
Death
Death
Script.
Script. Yeah, which is I like the design, pretty cool and nice to see that they're introducing some new supporting cast in here, some new villains because
Yeah,
Deadpool doesn't necessarily have like the strongest rogues gallery, so there's always a
yeah.
lot of room to play with villains for him or people adversaries for him to fight.
I love
And
him getting fucking the splat down there. That
oh,
shit's
dude, yeah, no, this is fantastic, dude. And the guy makes his escape, be seeing you around. Obviously, that means he's gonna be coming back for more. And then Deadpool just
yeah.
drags himself out of there. And we see this is something that I really love that Jerry Duggan and Brian Posen introduced in their run is that he has a daughter named Ellie. You know,
That's
he's
great.
he's talking about like his girlfriend Valentine from the last series. She's left him, and he's because he calls himself a terrible partner, but he's an even worse father. And Princess finds him, and he gets this like random call, but he's like, ah, it's spam. I'll let it go. You know, I think what's really cool here too is like this woman trying to recruit him to be part of this mercenary team. And I guess this is connected to Miles Morales, which again, I'm not entirely sure. I kind of want to go, I might go pick up issue 300 or something. Maybe there's some tie-ins there, but he just says no, and then he decides he wants to start one. And then even Princess calls him out, like, sounds kind of like that lady was telling you to do. Then we get like a little epilogue with this Death Script character part that I really loved, I think, the most about this is his interaction with Ellie at the end. Great character
Yes.
moment. You had the action, you had the humor. Now you get a little bit of heart to kind of cap off this awesome first issue. And you can see the pain, dude. Like she's definitely upset, that he's not around more. She's living with the Prestons, also characters from the Jerry Duggan and Brian Posen run. And he gives her this cell phone, direct line to him, no matter what, he'll always pick up because he knows that he's not good for her. And I think that, that speaks a lot to the character. It's definitely a different side to him, that he can recognize that he's not good for her, but he does love her, but in order to do the best thing for her, he has to stay out of her life to a certain extent. He can't have her with him, even though she wants to. So this is the next best thing so that he can still be in contact with her. So it's just showing that he's in some ways trying to grow and trying to be better.
Yeah, and like it's funny you mentioned that because I don't know where it was, but Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, and like they had asked him like what the appeal, and he said something that I thought was really poignant was that to him Wade is someone that is actively trying to be a better person every day, and I'm like that's a great way to describe him too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. And
So
I'm definitely excited and definitely hopeful for where this series is going to go. I know that we got a Taskmaster appearance in the next issue, which I fucking love Taskmaster. So I'm really, and the
yeah,
banter
same.
between these two characters is like some of my favorite in comic books. So definitely recommend this. Go pick it up at your shop and make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, we're out.